quick, you're shopping, online or not, and you encounter this very big banner. What would you do? I'm pretty sure there are a number of you that would seize the opportunity. Did you feel the pressure while doing so? Hi guys, this is Gwen, and I want to talk about Angry Birds 2, a game that utilizes limited time events and time gates to earn money. First, what is Angry Birds? Featuring one of the most famous birds only behind the Twitter icon? Or maybe you know him as like this. Yup, there is a movie version. Ever since the inception of the very first Angry Birds game, which was a really big hit back then, the IP has released this many games, and not just one, but 2 movies. As a matter of fact, they just celebrated the 10-year anniversary of the Angry Birds IP last November 2019. 10 years! Being still relevant after 10 years, that's something to be proud of. This game is actually said to be one of the games that shaped mobile gaming in the years following the release of the first game. Pretty good for a game which was born out of a Finnish company's desperation to release a game amid bankruptcy. Sounds Final Fantasy-esque, right? It's kind of a dreamy success story from a company that started out from 3 students, made 51 non-hit games, and finally was able to achieve success. Now, Rovio is one of the most successful companies to ever come out of the mobile game industry. The classic Angry Birds game is all about catapulting birds to pop pigs, knocking off pig fortresses in the process, trying to get the perfect 3-star rating each stage to unlock more stages. Angry Birds 2, released way back in 2015 for both iOS and Android, retains the classic gameplay with added mechanics. It also has a lot of limited time mechanics as a form of player retention. When the player first opens the game, the landing page is full of countdown timers or call to action notifications. There are challenges that refresh daily and are assigned depending on the day of the week, regular limited time event stages, and limited time boost events or features like a hatchling that needs to be fed every day or else it'll leave you along with the power boost that it carries. This pressures the players to immediately tackle the limited time stages, and if they are not that good enough, the pressure of the ticking countdown timer can also strongly convince them to pay up in order to continue playing just to get prizes or even the grand prize within the given time limit. Of course, speaking of limited time, it's all about events. Holding in-game events is essential to free-to-play games as it serves a lot of purposes. First, entice new players to try out the game, calling back old players that stopped playing the game, and retain the interest of active players. It is basically the textbook way for player retention. Not only does it increase active players, it also plays to the limited time tactic, pressuring players to get good in a short amount of time. This pressures them to pay up in case they can't. Events in Angry Birds 2 are usually boosted events and challenge quests that still employ the same basic gameplay. Aside from limited time events, a major change in Angry Birds 2 comes in the form of a time gate. Time gates are a very common player retention mechanic that is implemented in almost all free-to-play mobile games, usually tied to an energy or life system. Time gates can range from mildly irritating to Instead of being able to retry a level again and again, in Angry Birds 2, there is a life system, hearts, which decreases each time you fail to pop all pigs in a level. The players are forced to wait for 29 minutes and 30 seconds for 1 heart to replenish. Are time gates effective? Players would likely agree, begrudgingly so. It is generally frowned upon by them, but the prevalence of the mechanic is evidence that it actually brings money. By stopping the player's momentum while actually having fun, you frustrate the hell out of them, frustrating enough to use their money to get rid of it. It's like waiting for 30 minutes for your meal to arrive, and you're also very hungry because it's lunchtime. Angry Bird? More like Super Angry Bird. All the frustrations from the limited time mechanics all boils down to the game encouraging the players to buy in-game items. As for most games, in Angry Birds 2, it is the currency that is tied to real money. Gems are the game's main currency. They are mainly received in chests by just playing the game, and are an all-around, quote-unquote, solve any problem item or a payment to get more rewards in the game. It basically ensures that the player can continue playing the game, bypassing any time gate as long as the gem supply still lasts. Gems cost 8 to 12 US dollars per 1,000 gems. Interestingly, the option that is bought the most by the players is the more expensive option of 80 gems for 99 cents, instead of buying in bulk and saving more in the long run. This reflects that there are more players that occasionally play the game instead of constant active users. This might be because this game has been released for a long time that almost all have actually finished the main stages already and most just come back for events. Thus, players just buy the cheapest option as they just need a few gems to get through a few levels. Another purchasable item are the apples that are used to feed the hatchling that gives out the boost. Apples cost the player from 7 to 10 US dollars per 100 apples. On the other side of the spectrum, the game can still earn from players that do not want to shell out cash by giving them a quote-unquote free alternative of bypassing the time gate. That is, to watch ads. They did not do IAP, but the developer still earns money. Ads are the bane of a free-to-play gamer, and in Angry Birds, ads are incorporated a lot. These ads do not really interrupt players with whatever's going on, but instead provides extra rewards that can convince them to watch, because what is there to lose? It's free. Analyzing Angry Birds 2 is like a study of common free-to-play mobile game mechanics and monetization methods. We have a free-to-play game, but riddled with opportunities for the player to spend money to help the company earn. Limited time events are also maximized. There is a risk, however, of the game becoming too cluttered that these mechanics that are clearly added to earn more money can hide how fun the basic game action is. Despite being 4 years old already, Angry Birds 2 has consistently been in the top 100 grossing games in the charts, a product of a famous IP and lots of avenues to spend money. This is also the confirmation of the effectivity of events as a technique for player retention and limited time mechanics for encouraging players to do IAP. A lot of games have the pattern of increased downloads and active users immediately after an event. Some even go up the charts right after one and then go down and sit comfortably in the middle after the event ends. Tell me, which type of player are you down in the comment section below? Are you the one who does IAP or the type who don't do IAP at all? Personally, I'm the latter one. In fact, I haven't spent a single cent doing IAP. This has been Gwen, and you know the drill. Subscribe if you haven't done so, and thanks for watching! You are awesome. Bye bye!